Good morning. Our first issue is coronal kit controversy. Recently, Nepal has revoked its order to distribute the coronal kits in its country. Already, Bhutan has done this. Bhutan has cancelled the distribution of coronal kits. Recently, Indian Medical Association it has challenged the distribution of coronal kits. What is a coronal kit, by the way? Coronal kit developed by Patanjali. So their immunity booster tablets are there, and then eye drops. These are part of this coronal kit package. And Patanjali has gifted some of the kits to Nepal and Bhutan. They have cancelled the distribution because of lack of proof for its efficiency in treating the COVID disease. And there is this thing also political controversy in Nepal. Politically, the one of the cabinet members of Mr. Oli's cabinet, he's close to Patanjali. He's said to have investments in Patanjali also. That's why Nepal has cancelled it. That's one of the arguments. But core of the argument is already IMA challenged it, and politically, yes, there is an issue. Other country like Bhutan also cancelled it. That's that controversy. Next issue is General Assembly elections. In UN General Assembly elections, Maldives and Afghanistan both contested. Maldives won. India has supported Maldives. This newly elected UN General Assembly president is going to have a secretary. India is requesting for him to appoint an Indian ambassador as the secretary. So that way, as Maldives and our views concur, in UNGA we will have a major say, and already we are non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. So through these two platforms, India wants to push UN reforms. Under UN, we already know that there is this group called P5, permanent five countries. They have more power in the form of veto power. Now, India and other member countries, they want multilateralism. UN reforms, among many are there. Among them, multilateralism, promotion of multilateralism is one of our demands. Next issue is genomic sequencing in fighting COVID 19. New variants are coming up. Some of them are highly transmittable. For example, our Delta variant B.1.617 is highly transmittable, and they have immune escape. That means even after taking the vaccines, the transmission is happening in the individuals. So that's called immune escape. Immune escape is there. In this context, genomic sequence, that means observing the genetic changes by decoding the genetic map of the particular virus. That's called genomic sequencing. So genomic sequencing helps us to understand the genetic mutations or genomic changes. In case of UK, it has substantially reduced the transmission cases and number of deaths in the recent weeks. So one of the reasons for that trend is regular monitoring through the genomic sequencing. They did this regularly. They monitored the new variants, tried to go for rapid vaccination. So that's why we can say that genomic sequencing plays a major role in COVID fight. It provides us the evidence in making policies, in devising the operational guidelines and procedures. Next issue is Lakshadweep and related controversy. Lakshadweep has fragile ecology. It has insular geographic location away from the mainland. It is strategically important because of its location in the Arabian Sea. We know that recently the Lakshadweep's administrator has proposed for four regulations. Though these are not approved by the cabinet yet, they became very controversial. There are two types of developmental models proposed in this particular group of islands. One, Niti Ayog's development plan, which said that tourism should be enhanced, land acquisition, etc., need to be eased. So that's one developmental model. And under the Supreme Court's guidelines, this one, integrated island management plan, this was also prepared. This focuses more on the localized solutions. Niti Ayog's developmental strategy, it focuses on general solutions which other countries are following without considering the specific localized factors of Lakshadweeps. It is uni district Lakshadweep has only one single district and it has heavy bureaucracy administration. And we are trying to emulate the Maldivian tourist strategy. That means allocating specific islands only for tourism, giving entire land and resources to the tourist companies. That may not be suitable to our own needs. That's why innovative solutions for the islands needs to be there. Introduction of technology, generation of more employment, these should be seen as the solutions. Next issue is Israel-Palestine conflict. Here, one important point that we have to remember is principle of proportionality. There is a recent conflict in Gaza region. Gaza conflict continued for 11 days. After that, ceasefire has been announced. Hamas is an extremist group located in Gaza region. Now, Israel says principle of this proportionality doesn't work in war times. Let's say they kill 100 soldiers of ours. You can't say we need to kill only 100 people or 100 terrorists of their part. That doesn't work during the wartime. That's the stand of Israel. Now, the only solution for this, for the conflict of Israel-Palestine, is political solution. How to either divide it under two-state solution or how to find a political solution wherein both the groups coexist. That's the only solution for the conflict now. Next issue is trust in governance. In general, in urban governance and other forms of governance, we see these trends: delay in the service delivery, corruption, lack of proper dispute resolution. Let's say if we have any grievance, lack of proper grievance resolution is there. In that context, there are many solutions. One of it is e-governance, electronic delivery of services. For example, Puraseva, AP and eGov. This is one agency, eGov and AP government both have come together to provide urban services in 10 urban areas on a pilot basis in AP. That started showing results. That means when there is e-governance, you will see how your case is moving. Let's say what is your application status, where it is struck, what are the things that are required. Transparency would be maintained that enhances the social trust. For governance, social trust is the key. Next issue is demand for autonomous council. Autonomous council is part of 6th schedule. Autonomous regions are declared under 6th schedule region of our constitution. As of now, for 4 states, these provisions are applicable: Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Under Article 244A, creation of autonomic councils or declaration of autonomous councils will be done. It will be declared by the governor of that particular state. In Assam, there are 4 autonomous council: Himadiso, Kabri Anglong, West Kabri, Bodo Territorial Region. 4 are there. Recently, last year, central government said Kabri Anglong Autonomous Council would be enhanced its status to Territorial Council. Now, this Kabri Anglong region has other tribal groups also, including Rengma group. These groups, they are asking that, see, you declared Kabri Anglong as an autonomous council, we agreed. Territorial council, when you declare it as a territorial council, only that particular group is going to have majority of the positions. But population of that region is not, majority of the population is not Kabri Anglong. You have to take our views also. So, okay, you declare that as a territorial council, but you give us the autonomous council status. That's how Rengmas are asking for it, because they are the majority in that region. But autonomous council and territorial council, they are recognizing other tribal groups, ignoring them. That's why Rengmas are asking for autonomous council status. Next issue is China and ASEAN finance ministers meeting. China-ASEAN relations, they entered into 30th year of cooperation. That's why China has hosted Asian foreign ministers meeting. China is trying to have deeper economic ties. This grouping called Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. This is 15-member grouping wherein China, Asian countries and few other countries are part of it. So China is trying to more actively engage in the economic ties with these countries, but then there is this big maritime controversy called South China Sea controversy. This maritime dispute is there. Philippines, Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia, they all have conflict with China in this particular region. Now, China in this particular meeting said that code of conduct is already there. We have discussed on it. Let us finalize it. And we will cooperate with you with regard to vaccines and other areas. That's the China's stand. But recently, if we observe, Philippines has criticized China's stand and it said, we are not going to budge for your economic help. We want our sovereignty. We want our territorial sovereignty. That's Philippines' stand. Next issue is Franklin Templeton issue. Franklin Templeton is an investment company. It has many mutual fund instruments also. Last year, it has closed 6 mutual fund schemes. SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, has prepared a report on it, and it said there is an anomaly. That's why it has imposed fine and banned it for issuing new schemes for 2 years. Franklin Templeton says, see, we didn't get any business on those 2 schemes. That's a lose-lose model. That's why we are closing it. There is no anomaly in it. That's why they challenged the SEBI's report in Securities Appellate Tribunal, SAT. They challenged it in SAT, which is an appeal body to SEBI. Thank you very much.